Hello, in this video I'll show you how to edit and color grade your raw images when it comes to Photoshop. So this is going to be focusing more on how you can easily color grade or edit your raw images when it comes to Photoshop to get beautiful and more appealing colors. Sometimes raw files can look a little bit flat, as you can see for this image, for this kind of tutorial. So I want to show you how you can easily achieve more vibrant colors and to make the image pop easily. So I'm just going to come to the image, and after importing the raw image, it is always going to be opening up in the camera raw filter. So in the camera raw filter, we are going to correct the lighting and contrast issues regarding this very image. So for this, I'll simply come to the highlights and just take the highlights down to recover the blue sky you can see, and you can do the same for the whites to recover more information in any blown out areas in the image that you're trying to work on. So after doing this, we're going to come to the blacks and take the blacks down to add more contrast in the dark areas of the image. But sometimes the dark areas may tend to lose out some of the details or the information, and to recover that information, we're going to come and open up the shadows to recover some of the information in the darkest areas of the image. So after that, we're going to come and add contrast to the image to around, I prefer around 18. 18 looks okay and it looks fine. So sometimes when you adjust the highlights and the whites, it tends to make the image a little bit underexposed. So just briefly increase on the exposure, and that is going to make the image look better. So after doing that, we have what we know as the white balance. So whenever you shoot in RAW, you have an added advantage of being able to change the white balance. White balance basically means how warm or how cool the image is, and that is represented by yellows and blues. So you can start, we have this slider under temperature. It moves from blue to yellow. So in case the image is looking too blue regarding the overall white balance, you can move the slider towards the yellow side, and in case the image is too yellow, you can move this temperature slider towards the left hand side. So for this, I'll simply come and slightly warm up the image just a tiny bit, around 5100 kelvins, to slightly warm up the image. So after warming up the photo, so in case for the image that you're trying to work on, you're having a little bit of a tint. A tint is basically more of a color cast regarding greens and magentas. So in case you have more greens in the image, it means you can move the slider towards the opposite of green, which is the magenta. And in case for the image that you're trying to work on has more greens, you can move it to the magenta side. And in case it has more magentas, you can move it towards the green side to mute or reduce on the amount of magentas in the image. Vibrance and saturation, basically, these two are more of the same, but vibrance gets the overall colors in the image and it tries to put them on the same level of saturation. Then saturation basically moves the colors. So let me first show you this. So for vibrance, when I take up the vibrance slider, you can see every color in the image is at the same level, as opposed to saturation, which moves the colors in an inconsistent way and it makes the image look very weird. So I would recommend, in case you want to add a little bit of pop to the image, just play around with the vibrance of the image and not the saturation. So after understanding these simple adjustments, we shall scroll down to the color mixer, and in color mixer, this is where more of the magic is going to be happening regarding hue, saturation, and luminance. Let me first of all demonstrate for you how hue, saturation, and luminance affect the image. Hue deals with changing a given color. Saturation deals with the intensity of a given color. Then luminance deals with the brightness levels of a given color. Let's first of all handle the hues. So for this kind of image, we have more of the blues. So you can play around with the hues of the blues. For example, if I move the blue hues towards the left hand side, I'll be making the blues look like a color on top of it, which is the aqua side. And on the other hand, in case I move it towards the right hand side, I'm making the blues look like a color below it, which is the purples. So that is how hue is going to be affecting any given color in the photo that you're trying to edit or work on. Then saturation is the intensity of a color. So if I move this slider towards the right hand side, you can see it is increasing on the intensity of the blues, and moving it towards the left hand side is going to desaturate the blues. Then luminance is the brightness level of a given color. You can increase on the brightness of the blues, or you can even darken the blues in the image. So sometimes when you over darken any color in the image, it is going to create this kind of artifacts or haloing effect at the edges of some of the objects in the image. You have to be careful with this luminance slider. So after understanding how hue, saturation, and luminance are going to be affecting this very image, we are simply going to come and apply it to the photo. So we are first of all going to come to the hues and come to the blues, and I tend to lean more on the aqua side of the blues. And after this, I'll come to the greens and I see how this is going to be affecting. So I'll move this slider around and see how it is going to be affecting the image. So I want the greens to pop in the background. Yeah, I feel like this is okay. I just want the greens to pop. Then I'll come to the saturation and slightly increase on the saturation of the blues to have more colors in the outfit and also in the sky. Then to have more color in the blues or in the sky, I'll simply come to the luminance and slightly darken the blues just like this. And you can see this makes the blues have a more richer color. Then in case you want to make the blues even pop or the overall image to pop, we shall scroll down to the calibration panel. And in calibration, we're just going to come to the blue primary because this deals with having more vibrant colors. So just come to blue primary, and under blue primary we have hue and we also have saturation. So we are simply going to come to the saturation and move it towards the right hand side, and you can see when you overdo this, the colors are going to look unnatural and a little bit more of unrealistic colors. So for this, I'll just come and add a tiny bit of this color to this very image. So about 40 looks too much. 32, so you can see before and after for just the calibration. So in case you play around with the calibration slider and it is too much for your liking, come back to the color mixer and you try to reduce on the colors in case a given color is too much in the image. By playing around with the saturation levels of any color, that may look a little bit oversaturated. So we shall come and open the image in Photoshop by clicking on open in order to do a little bit of final tweaking to it. So you can see this is what we have in Photoshop. So in Photoshop, you have different adjustments that you can use to even perfect the image. So in Photoshop, we are going to come first of all and we understand the selective color adjustment layer. So selective color also has these individual colors. So you can see blues, cyans, magentas, whites, neutrals, and blacks, reds, yellows, oranges, and greens. So we're just going to come to, for example, the blacks. In case you want to manipulate the blacks, you can see when I play around with the cyan slider, you can see it also creates a given mode to the image. So just come and I move this towards the right hand side to have a more richer black color. Then you can as well come to the blues and you play around with the blacks of the blues just like this to see how it is going to be affecting the image. Or you can even play around with the yellows of the blues to see what works best for you as the person color grading. Then also you can play around with the magentas to see what works best for you. So I tend not to overuse selective color unless there is a reason for that. So after you have done all this and you want the image to look better regarding skin tones, you can go ahead and you do a little bit of skin tone color grading. So for this, simply create a stamp visible layer by pressing Shift Option Command E, Shift Alternate Control E to create a stamp visible layer. Then come to select and come to subject in order to select the edges of the subject. And after this, come and create a new empty layer and change the blend mode from normal, change it all the way down to color. So after this, simply get the brush tool, and for your settings, software brush is selected, the mode is set to normal, opacity at 100%, flat 100%. And for this, just sample an area on the model skin that you would like the rest of the skin to look like. So reduce on the size of the brush by using the square bracket keys on the keyboard option, and you click on an area you feel has the right skin color for your model or subject. So I'll just come and choose any beautiful color. So I'm just going to sample from any area in the face of the model. So sometimes you may sample a color and may not look natural and realistic. So sample that color and you paint on the skin. I know sometimes when you start painting, it may look unnatural and a little bit unrealistic, but you can always go ahead and perfect that later on, as I'll show you in this very video. So I'll quickly paint on majority of the areas that have or contain skin tones in this very image to create even and uniform skin color or skin tones for our subject. So I'll just paint like that. So I'll paint on majority of these areas, and you can sometimes it may look unnatural and the results may look a little bit unreal or unrealistic, but I'll give you a tip that you can use to perfect the colors so they can look natural, real, and a little bit more on the realistic side. So I'll quickly paint right here. So ensure that you have painted on each and every area by clicking on the brush and holding down, and you blend a given area to paint just like that. So once you feel like you're comfortable and you have painted majority of the areas, ensure that you zoom in so that you can see every area, and you ensure that you have painted every single area. So in order to perfect some of the areas you may not have painted during this process, you can even press Ctrl D or can press Command D, deselect active selection, and you paint some of the areas. So sometimes during the painting process you may paint out of the selection and paint maybe on the outfit of the model. Get the eraser tool, the mode is set to brush, opacity at 100%, flat 100%, and you can simply come and eliminate colors from areas that you do not want to be affected by the color grading process of the skin tone. So in case you missed out a given area, press B for the brush to paint in a given area that you may have accidentally missed out. E for the eraser tool, B for the brush to fine tune the colors in some areas. So I'm just going to come and eliminate the color from this part of her outfit. So after this, it's time to fine tune this color. So in order to fine tune the color, always come to the opacity of this color grading layer and reduce it so that it can look better and a little bit more realistic. So we shall go with around 60, 64 is okay. So in case the skin is still looking too orange, just come, create a hue and saturation adjustment layer, come to master, select the reds and come the lightness, and you can take down the lightness so that it can reduce on the amount of oranges, especially within the subject's skin tone. So negative 13. Then you can even add a black and white adjustment layer, change the blend mode from normal and change it to multiply, reduce on the opacity just like this, and this is going to yield more results that look better. So in case the colors are a little bit too much still, ensure that you come back to this hue and saturation, you come back to the reds, and you can even come the saturation of the reds and slightly reduce on the saturation just like this for the effect to look better and a little bit more realistic. So this is how you can color grade your raw images and make them pop in Photoshop. And if you have enjoyed this, ensure that you give this video a like, and don't forget to subscribe if you have been watching and you are not a subscriber to this channel. Ronix from Ronix Photography. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in yet more videos on this channel. And don't forget to keep practicing, and as well keep creating.